I was almost 420.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
And we are in Minnesota, so it's legal here, yeah?
You can drink it, you can smoke it, you can do whatever, you can grow it.
It's so, like, New York is not, it's legal, but it's not. It's weird.
Yeah,
it's like
corporations.
Well, yeah, you can go buy it, but the stores have this weird, like they have to be licensed in a certain way.
Yep.
It's make everything more difficult.
And I'm sure there's no grift and graft because your mayor is just of the highest, you know.
God. So I want to tell you my personal Eric Adams story.
Yeah?
So when Eric Adams was the Brooklyn borough president.
You live in Brooklyn.
I live in Brooklyn. And so it was during COVID. I was sitting on my front porch, and I think I had just gotten the COVID vaccine. It was Easter, I think. The backyard of the house I live in got no fence. Random people, there's like a cat colony behind my house, and
same.
Random people go back there at all hours of the day and night.
Not
bothers me. I'm like, sorry, there's no reason for you to be feeding a cat after like 9 p.m. I'm sorry, no.
Are they old people?
No, they're just random like people of all ages. But anyway, those people walk back there all the time, and I'm like, I hate it. Well, I sit on my front porch and I'm like, I just like, it's nighttime. All of a sudden, I hear a boom that's like, it sounds like a bomb went off in my backyard, and it was terrifying. And I was like shaking on the front porch. So what it was is like people were letting off M80s in the backyard. And that was a big thing that from like April to July during the pandemic, there was so much fireworks, firecrackers illegally being let off everywhere. But like I called his office and I was like, can we do something? Can you send some, patrol? Like it's terrifying. It's terrifying to residents, it's terrifying to animals, whatever. And I was told to just go talk to the person. And I'm like, I'm a 5'2" woman. Like, I'm not gonna go, this is happening like in the middle of the night. I'm not gonna go just talk to somebody who just let off basically a bomb.
But you can't get good weed.
No.
No, because that goes to that defund the police thing. And I'm not talking about it politically. I'm just saying like, like I don't know when to call the cops, and I've reevaluated when to call the cops, and most of what I know about cops comes from movies and TV, and I know that's not correct. And my cousin was one that's like,
I try to avoid police. Period. But but I think something like that of like going, maybe they could go talk to these people
regularly happening,
or drive around so that they won't feel comfortable
to
go back in my backyard and let off an M80 like that.
Did you consider starting a neighborhood watch? Because I'm pretty confident who has guns near me. I have guns. Criminals.
Guns terrify me.
You've never shot a gun?
I have.
I'm going to start asking people this on the podcast more.
Have I ever shot a gun? Let me think about
this.
I've only shot fake guns.
Okay.
I did a show where I had to be a woman who killed herself by shooting herself in the head.
Where in the head? Just point and we'll describe it. In the front?
The front? Well, maybe it was the side. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, they play with that a lot.
But I had a gun. So basically, it was a show called Pigtown, and it was an Irish play, and I was an Irish woman, but I also played this woman from Eastern Europe who came to Ireland and killed herself after, I don't remember what happened exactly.
The potato famine?
But I had to have this gun. It was a real gun.
Okay. Wait, but not loaded, I assume.
It was not loaded. And I was so paranoid. I was like, I would check it every night. I'm like, there's no bullets in here. There's nothing in here. But because I had to put it up to my head, you know. I just remember I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. Like I kind of want to go to a shooting range and like shoot a gun.
That's not how you would hold it. You'd break your arms.
Okay, well, whatever.
I would remind me, Cal.
I'm just saying.
You call her out on that.
Nobody can see me. Okay, so I would go just to learn so that I could play a cop or something on a TV show, right? Because I don't know that, and I'm like, oh, well, that I should probably just do that. But I was out in Arizona. We were driving by one of those places where you can like shoot machine guns and stuff, and my friend really wanted to go, and I was like, it was weird. Like I often have this like dichotomy of like, part of me is like, that sounds exciting. And the other part of me is like, no, I don't want to do that.
The angel and the devil on your shoulder?
I don't know if it's angel and devil. It's more like,
two Marys.
That's too crazy for me, or that's not, I don't know, like I don't want to be afraid of a gun. I don't want to be afraid of anything, but just the fact, I mean, the gun has two purposes, to maim or kill. Like it's not, so inherently I'm like, but I mean, if I lived in like rural Montana and I fed my family by going out to hunt, like, I mean, I don't want to begrudge somebody that.
Or just because you're in a rural place, so the police would not be able to get to you. So
And
if there's a problem,
you needed to
like
deal
with
with
an
it.
animal, let's say.
Well, like my sister-in-law, I think they have a gun for that purpose. They live on a ranch, and and so I'm not totally like anti any, but most people, like there's no reason anyone needs like a AR-15 or any of those kind of guns that are like made for mass killing. Nobody needs that.
Well, somebody uses it. The military.
Yeah. Well, but if you're not
yeah.
military and you're not actively on duty in the military, like why the hell do you need that?
I'm building towards asking you a question about movies and guns, but please continue.
Oh, okay. We can talk about movies and guns, but one more thing I want to say is I think it was Chris Rock who said this, and I'm like, that's
Make the bullets expensive?
ban the bullets.
No,
He's
you
like,
said
have
make
the
the
gun,
bullets
ban the
expensive.
bullets, right?
You don't. No, you
I thought
don't.
it was ban the bullets.
No. Because the joke is something like make the bullets cost. I'm not going to do the impression because I was thinking a Tim Walz impression before this. Like I carried my gun in my truck so I could go shoot pheasant after football practice. But Chris Rock says, let's make the bullets $5,000. So if somebody gets shot, well, they put $20,000 in Gary. So.
Oh yeah.
Did he redo that joke differently?
I thought he said ban the bullets. And I was like, well, it should at least be like you have to be accountable to every bullet you have. Like, what is this for? I'm using 5 to shoot pheasants.
You can make bullets. It's not hard.
But there needs to be some kind of control.
It's kind of like AI, where like you can't put it back in the bag once it's been invented, unless we have a cataclysm of some kind makes us lose technology.
We could have laws around it that are more sensible. We could have background check. The fact that you can get a gun easier than that you can like drive a car is insane.
Well, you can kill a lot of people with a car. You ever look at a playground and think, how easily could someone drive on this?
You could, but that's not the point. The point is we should be. I mean, I think you should need a license to be a parent. Frankly, I think you should do a background check.
Would I have gotten my license?
Did you get your license?
What movies do you like with guns was where I was going to.
Did I like with guns?
Well, yeah. Like, I'm sure there's a movie you like, because most of us, our relationship with guns are either we've had them for some purpose, and unfortunately, there's people who have relationships to criminality, which has put them in contact with guns. None of us in this, conversation. But
I had someone pull a gun on me at a party.
Oh, God damn. Once in high school for me.
Well, I was 18 and I was at a party and there was a guy there that said he was an undercover cop, and I was like,
22 Jump Street?
Bullshit. You're not an undercover cop. What are you talking about? And he pulled out a gun and put it toward me, and I was like,
damn, okay.
I don't think he was actually a cop. I think he was lying. I think it was a scary moment. Like, I mean, I wasn't scared like he was going to shoot me, but my immediate thought was, you're an idiot and an asshole. And I felt stupid too for being like, you can do that. And there was another time these kids, they were a year or two behind me in school. And like, I was at the movie theater, the same movie theater that Winona Ryder went in.
All right.
I was outside with my friends, and these two guys rode up on their bicycles. And I think one of them was like dating one of my friends. They were like, oh yeah, like they were talking all this shit. And I was like, stop talking smack. Like, what are you doing, these stupid little 14-year-olds? And they're like, you better shut up, Mary, because we're like packing heat. I'm like, what? Wow. What do you mean you're packing heat? Mm-hmm. And they pulled up their shirt. They had guns stuck in their pants. I'm like, you're gonna shoot your dick off, you dumb idiot. Like, what are you doing? Like,
and this was after you were 18 and someone pointed
at you?
No,
this was
before that.
This is before that happened.
Okay. When you were 14 too?
I was probably 16. Yeah, I mean, so
you have had guns in your life, but they were related to criminality, since it would be illegal for those people to have those guns.
Yeah, they were just related to idiots, in my opinion. Yeah, I had no fear at one point in my life as a teenager. I was pretty mouthy.
What?
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh.
And but then like I've had things happen to me where I thought I would fight in the moment and I froze. I don't know, like.
You have a froze instead of a fight or flight instinct?
I think my instinct I think everyone's instinct changes depending on the situation. Like I have said and done things when I've been out at times. If I had thought it through, I probably would have made a different choice.
Well, it's anyone.
And well, the older I've gotten, the more, and I practice meditation, so the more I have space usually between, if I'm in a good place, I can find the space of like, this happened and I could react A, B, or C, and I'm gonna choose which reaction to have. Like
Sure.
sometimes I may choose war, sometimes, not usually.
Sometimes you wake up and choose violence.
Well, I mean, when I say war, I mean to the more difficult path. I'm like, I feel like getting into an argument. Or not really feel like getting in an argument, but but mostly I could say, oh, okay, if I do that, that will likely happen. If I do that, that will likely. And this is all happening like, in the moment. But when I was younger, I just reacted, right?
Sounds like naivety of, youth.
Yeah. And I was like, looking back, I'm like, Mary, God, you could have got hurt or killed or not, those choose your own adventure books?
Yes.
Yes, where the only thing about those books, your job in those books is one job, which is don't die. And I would be like, how can I die? What's the path to die here? In these books, because it's just kind of, but I always usually died because I made the bad decisions in the book. Because I was like, well, what happened if I make the bad decision?
I thought of a question that was going to make you jump back to around this time. Sorry. I'm also having nose stuff. Kirk had nose stuff. What is a movie you saw with the boyfriend, the on-again, off-again boyfriend that you still like today, but saw first with him in a movie theater?
Say Anything.
Ooh, Boombox.
Yeah.
You still like Say Anything with
Yeah, I saw that with
Cusack?
I saw that with him, and
I don't even remember. I've watched that movie, but over 20 years ago, and only because it's
Friends with Potential. That was and John Cusack. We all loved John Cusack.
I don't love John Cusack.
Well, we all did when I was younger.
Oh, well, I did like him when I was younger. High Fidelity.
I still love John Cusack.
Is he
One of my
still
favorite
making
movies of all time.
Chirac?
No.
Is that a real movie?
Yes.
Better Off Dead. Better Off Dead.
That's like an 80s.
It's like 82, maybe 85.
Isn't
85.
Isn't Bobcat Goldthwait in that?
I don't know.
I can't do it because I lost my voice last night talking too much and not sleeping enough.
I think he's in it. I think.
What am I thinking of?
The guy who's his best friend is this guy Charles Dumas, and I think he was in the Revenge of the Nerds movies, but it's the I want my $2, 2 weeks.
What is the plot of Better Off Dead? I'm sorry.
The plot of Better Off Dead is John Cusack is in high school and he's going into senior year, and he's wants to make the ski team, and he's dating this girl Beth. He tries to make the ski team, but the head of the ski team is this douchey guy who pretends like John Cusack's character Lane Meyer doesn't make the timing, and so his girlfriend dumps him. Beth dumps Lane for the douchey guy whose name I can't remember.
You haven't seen this movie, right, Kirk?
No, I haven't seen it.
What?
No,
you guys have to see this movie.
I don't watch a lot of John
remember if I've
Cusack
seen
movies.
this movie. I might have seen it back in the day.
I want my $2.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about? No.
Not in the slightest.
Okay.
No clue.
Is
Y'all
it something dirty?
No. No.
It's a
It's
ski
dirty
movie?
with you?
a ski. But it's a high school ski
We gotta
movie
bring
from
this
the
up to
80s
Chelsea.
by Savage Steve Holland, who also made The Sure Thing. Dudes.
I haven't seen it.
I'm sorry.
All of the movies. You have to watch this movie. This is a
The Sure Thing?
classic comedy.
Sure thing.
No, The Sure Thing, whatever.
Oh,
you can watch it.
okay.
But the Better Off Dead is one of the best movies of comedy ever made.
Okay. We will try to do a bonus of that or something.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Sometimes we record episodes while watching a movie.
Oh.
And it's like a commentary, but we call it a bonus.
So you're like Mystery Theater 3000?
Yes.
Yeah, a
while
little
you're
bit, yeah.
Watching
Yeah.
the movies.
But we like usually horror movies because,
The
Actually,
horror,
we've only
the
done it
horror.
twice. What?
Oh, the horror.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes.
So I'm checking the time. I'm doing a time check.
Okay. The Mel House
What time do
thing,
you need to be done?
5-ish.
Okay, it's
The
4:36.
Mel House thing was that she got the feedback. What? Do you not want me to?
No, I do. I'm amazed that you remember that. My brain is already forgot all about that.
Oh, the whole this is how my brain works. Is that I'm constantly in it and then not in it, thinking about how's this gonna sound,
Yeah.
And I'm like that all the time. I have a conversation with somebody and be listening to the conversation next to me, and that's not healthy. But they're.
Yeah, I thought you
Be
said you lived
here
in the
now.
moment.
Be here
Yeah.
now.
I am here, but
Be here now.
she got the feedback that people aren't interested in things about actors. And I was like, wait a second.
Who gave her that feedback?
I don't. She used. I'll first tell you how she used it
Did
to
an
improve
actor
her
give
story.
her that feedback? Because
All I do when women speak is I try to listen.
I try to talk over men all the time. Just kidding.
Well, I don't.
Only you. Just
Really?
kidding. No, just kidding. It's all a joke.
I would be scared if.
No, go ahead.
So I think it is interesting though that your script pitch and you filmed 3 episodes of Try Again, or just us short.
Oh, Try Again, I never shot. Well, I shot an earlier version
Yeah.
called Lines and Asides. I shot the
I
pilot.
saw the poster.
Oh, you saw the poster?
Doesn't it you? Wait, what's it called? Liza Decides.
Lines and Asides.
Well, did it show here one year?
No, it showed at Big Apple Film Festival and New Hope Film Festival and New York, LA International Film Festival.
How do you get into Big Apple?
You apply, you send
Yeah,
it.
you
I did. Yeah.
put your movie in.
You
Yeah, I don't know.
apply.
We got denied. Yes.
You got denied?
On some things, yeah. One of the other things I've learned from coming to film festivals is talking. It's good to talk to people to get a very direct sense of perspective on like, well, if you're struggling with that, I shouldn't really be like mad at myself for my level of progress or lack thereof based on.
Well, think about the other thing about film festivals. You got to realize is that they are programming the whole festival. So like they have time. They're gonna have time slots, and it's like if I pick. It's like a puzzle. So like if I pick this film that's 35 minutes and the whole block is an hour 15, then I have room for this film or that film. That's why they tell you things like don't have a short that's longer than 10 to 12 minutes. And that's even kind of long.
We agree.
Because they want to be able to program that 6-minute short or the 5-minute short or whatever. So it could just be, they liked your film, but they had 1,000 films. And
I don't care.
Yeah.
I think part of the problem is
Never
that
take anything personally. That's all I say.
wasn't that one of the
It's the 4 agreements.
Yes. What are the 4 agreements? I've heard this
Be
before.
impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions and always do your best.
What's that from?
The 4 Agreements by Paulo.
I don't know who wrote it, and I'm not going to say where I
Forget
heard
his
it.
name. No, I'm thinking of The Alchemist is Paulo something. I don't remember his name, but The 4 Agreements is a good book.
What do you think the deal is with all of these projects about actresses? Because the one in the pitch finals that's going on right now, that's one about an actor or something like that. Because I heard the description, it sounded like similar to yours. And then I would say yours that you've described, Try Again, in a way is similar to Angry Mom.
Well,
sorry.
I mean,
Because of the actress part
yeah,
of
I mean, the difference with mine,
fundamentals.
I think the difference with mine with most of them is that my ghostly
that's right.
uncle. And then
Martin
I'm
Sheen
focused
School.
more on theater and classical theater than on other stuff. Though I do have her trying to do TV, but I feel like people always say things like, oh, nobody, like somebody told me about Tech Buddies. They're like, oh, nobody wants to make any tech shows because of Silicon Valley. And then, oh, nobody wants to make anything about actors because there's so many things about actors, or whatever. And I'm like, you're always going to hear some reason why to wet blanket your dream.
Oh, shit. I need to go back and just make sure that I clean this up.
Okay.
Mel evolved her hour-long version of her half-hour thing.
Yeah.
To be about more pivot from acting to voice coaching, because based on the feedback of people, there's a lot of things about actors. I don't know. I think people just write what they know. That's my theory on it. But yeah. And since this makes sense. That's why I think what stands out is like when you have a dentist who writes about dental school.
Dentists write about the dentist shit. You write. Well, that's the other thing. They want to know why you are the person to do this thing, and it's like so you have to know the world. I thought it was interesting that I saw a script read today that it's a tech script. It's a drama about early 90s tech. And I really liked the read of what I heard. And it was funny because the girl who wrote it I went up to her afterward. I'm like, I really liked your stuff. I said, by the way, in 91, there was Gopher and Pine Mail and there was internet, but it wasn't World Wide Web, and like we were being taught to code in Fortran and C.
Oh, nice.
At the time, and she was like, "Oh, I never worked in tech." I said, "Oh, I work in tech." So and it's funny because she was also talking about there not being a lot of women in tech, which is true still to this day. Though, like my Aunt Mary was like one of the early women in tech. And she was Greatest Generation. She's one of the early women.
What do we mean when we're talking about Greatest Generation? They were the World War II generation?
Yeah, well, I don't exactly. My father was born in 1927, and he's the Greatest Generation. So Mary would have been around that time.
After the 1920s, so 1930, in the Depression?
She would have been 1920s, 1930s.
Okay, yeah,
but
we're
that's
talking about the
still
same.
almost silent generation. So
The silents were too young to fight in World War II is how I always delineate it. Because like Joe Biden was too young
I
to
think
fight
my
in World War II.
my dad hit right in the middle of like too young or too old for each war in his lifetime.
And he was didn't he get a college degree so he could get a deferment from being drafted before that time?
So my dad was, I don't know if like in the religious order you were not, he didn't do anything to avoid
no, I wasn't suggesting that he was.
Just his life was what it was. And
sure.
I don't think they should draft anyone. I think that's awful.
Do you think we should have mandatory? No, this is a movie podcast. What's a movie with guns or a movie about war that you like? Oh, you said Braveheart. So I need a movie with guns to fill out my my bingo cards. And we got to wrap up because I do have to go read.
Think, why is it now I can't even think of a movie with
guns? Like, do you like John Wick?
Yeah, I was gonna say John
Do you know
Wick.
Kirk and
Wick.
What?
I think I did watch a John Wick movie and it was...
What? You can't just watch you have to watch the and then 2, 3, 4.
Okay, I must have watched the first one. I don't know what. A friend made me watch it after I said I hadn't watched it, and I don't really remember it, to be honest.
That one's kind of cliche.
So there's like guns in the Matrix. I love the Matrix.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's a good one. And
especially
that got
with him
blamed
dodging
for
the
Conway.
bullets and
Yeah.
like
The Matrix.
the Matrix.
We're going to end on The Matrix.
Thanks for listening. Catch you on the next debate. Bye bye.